What's up everybody, David here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to mix your bass drops using automation and stock plugins inside of Studio One. Now I'm going to show you guys how to get your bass drops to sit in a mix without cluttering up and making your low end all muddy and stupid and ugly sounding. But I should mention too that granted I'm doing this in Studio One, you can do this with any DAW. I'm using stock plugins, nothing fancy, I'm just doing some automation of an EQ really. But you can do this in any DAW, it does not have to be specifically Studio One. So let's not waste any more time, let's jump into the DAW and get started. Alright, so the demo we're going to be using today is actually my band, Guilty by Design's newest song, our brand new single, Silent Warfare. So shameless plug here, if you like this song, if you like what you hear, I will leave a link in the description down below. It's super cool if you check it out, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, if you like this song, you know where to go. So anyways, let's get to the topic at hand. So what are we dealing with here? So I have bass drops in multiple points in this song. So I have it in the intro, in all choruses, and the breakdown. Now the problem here is that, oh, there's a bass drop track, not this one. The problem is that we also have a bass guitar, of course, in this mix. And both of those tracks, the bass drop and the guitar, have a lot of low end. So if you have to play them both at one time, they'll be fighting for the same frequency and it'll just get muddy. So I'm going to solo the bass drop and the guitar and play these together so you can see what they sound like. So as you can hear, if you have a sub or headphones or something like that, it gets really muddy around this first note and it kind of takes away from the impact of the drop because at this moment they're both fighting for the same frequency and it just gets drowned out and it gets muddy and it's not very clear. So normally what a lot of people would do in this situation is they would use a multi-band compressor that has a sidechain ability on it. So for example, you would throw the multi-band on the bass guitar and sidechain it to the bass drop so that when this drop comes in, the multi-band on the bass guitar will duck out the low end to make room for the drop. But the problem in Studio One is that let's look at the multi-band compressor. So if we throw this on the bass guitar, we can alter the lower band, but there's no sidechain ability on this. So we can't set it up to be triggered by the bass drop. And then let's go to the compressor. Let's check that one now. So the compressor does have a sidechain ability, but it's for the whole entire frequency. So it's going to duck the whole frequency, which is not what we're looking for. We're just looking to alter the low end. So in this case, since I did not have a compressor like this, a multi-band with the sidechain ability at this time, I chose to automate it and just kind of do that whole thing by hand. So let's take a look at the bass drop real quick. The only thing I did to the drop is throw an EQ on it just to take out some of the ultra lows I don't really need. And then I threw a limiter on it and there's some automation just to keep the bass drop at a consistent level. So let's go to the bass guitar now. That's where the magic is really happening. So if we go up to the bass, you're going to see two automation lanes here, and they both are for the Pro EQ. So if we pull up the Pro EQ and look at this first automation lane, what this is doing is triggering the low cut filter. It's triggering the high pass filter. So I'm going to hit play, and you're going to see this light turn on, meaning that we've turned on the the high pass filter. So that's just turning the filter on before the drop and then turning it off once the drop is over. Now the next automation we have above it is actually controlling the frequency range of the filter. So what this is doing is that when the drop comes in, it's automatically going to cut all the low end under 114 Hertz. And then it's slowly going to let it back in until it gets to 20 Hertz. And then this next filter will shut it off, leaving the EQ with nothing being filtered and going back to our normal bass tone. So I'm going to turn this on and you're going to see the filter come up and then slowly back off on the EQ. You can actually watch this work. Now, as you can hear, I'm not cutting out every single bit of low end. There's still a good amount of body and just definition in the bass, but I'm cutting out all the super subby lows that we're not going to need because we have the bass drop coming in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the bass drop and play those together, and you'll see that they play much nicer with each other. That little dip in the EQ lets the bass drop shine and lets it kind of take over and give the song the impact it needs. So this is just the bass guitar and the drop on its own. So now let's listen to it in the context of the song. So I'm going to shut off this automation and I'm going to play the bass drop, and then I'll turn on the automation and play it one more time. All right, so it's a little muddy right there. So let's turn on the automation. A lot cleaner. It gives that bass drop room to breathe, and then you slowly hear the low end of the bass come back in. And this was really easy to do. It took 2 lanes of automation. Actually, you really don't even need this second lane. I just did this because I'm paranoid and I wanted to shut the EQ completely off after I was done with it. But really, you just need to automate the low pass, or the high pass, excuse me, with this 1 lane, and that's all you need. You're just taking out some low end to make room for the bass drop. So let's listen to that one more time without automation. It's muddy, doesn't sound very good, and with automation. Much cleaner, and the bass drop now has room to shine. Now, of course, since each bass drop is a different length, the one in the intro is longer than the one in the chorus, I adjusted the automation accordingly. But I did this for every bass drop in the song, and it just really allows it to have the impact that I wanted. And that's it. That's how you mix a bass drop using automation inside of Studio One. Alright, so like I said in this video, that trick kind of came out of necessity for me, because the tools you would normally use, a multi-band compressor that you can sidechain, I did not have. It was not available to me. I have one now, but at the time of doing this, I did not have one, so I kind of improvised using an EQ and automation, and I think it worked pretty well. It's really easy to do. It takes about 5 minutes to set up. Not even, it takes probably like 2 minutes to set up. But yeah, I think it works pretty well, and I think you guys should definitely give it a shot if you're not already using like a multi-band or something of the sort. So shameless plug one more time. I'm so sorry, just once more. If you like that song, I will leave a link down in the description below. That is my band's newest song, Silent Warfare. I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully you will too. Thank you. Moving on. So on that note, guys, I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do not forget to like and subscribe. There are new videos every single week, and you don't want to miss any content. Also, don't forget to ring the bell icon to get notified every time I post videos, because that would be awesome. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Actually, did I say that already? I don't think I did. So thank you so much for watching. My name is David, and I will see you next time.